You can be surrounded by people who like you, people who are laughing at your jokes, asking about your day, standing close enough to touch. And still, somewhere underneath all of it, there's a quiet, persistent feeling that no one in the room actually knows you. This isn't sadness. It isn't social anxiety. It's something stranger, a kind of loneliness that doesn't come from being alone. It comes from being surrounded. And if you've ever felt this, the unsettling part is it's not a flaw in you. It's a mismatch between the brain you have and the world you live in. Psychologists call this phenomenon social loneliness, distinct from emotional loneliness, which is the absence of one deep bond. Social loneliness is the absence of a group that truly knows you. You can have a partner, a family, a full calendar, and still feel it. Because the brain isn't asking, is someone near me? It's asking a much older question. Does this group know who I am? And would they protect me if I needed it? For most people walking through modern life, the honest answer to that second question is no. Not because people are unkind, but because most modern relationships were never built to answer that question in the first place. For nearly all of human history, people lived in groups of around 50 to 150 individuals, a number anthropologists call Dunning's number, named for the same constraints that shape how many real relationships a single human brain can track. Within that tribe, everyone knew your history, your reputation, your role. You weren't just present, you were known. Known well enough that your survival depended on it, and the tribe's survival depended on you. That's the environment your brain was built for. Not a city of millions, not a feed of thousands, a small, dense web of people who had seen you fail, seen you succeed, and decided to keep you anyway. Your nervous system still expects that. So when it doesn't find it, even in a crowded room, it sends a signal. Not you are unsafe, but something quieter. You are unknown. And to an ancient brain, unknown has always meant unprotected. Anthropologists studying small-scale societies, hunter-gatherer groups, isolated villages, consistently find something striking. Chronic loneliness, as we experience it today, is rare in these populations. Not because life is easier, but because identity is communal. People aren't just individuals moving through a group, they're threads woven into it. Your role is visible. Your absence would be noticed within hours. Compare that to a modern life where you can go missing for a week and the world barely shifts. Where you can have 400 online connections and 0 people who'd notice if you stopped showing up. We didn't lose our tribes. We replaced them with networks. And networks don't recognize you the way tribes once did. They register your presence. They don't register your absence. Here's the part most people never notice about themselves. The loneliest moments often happen during social events, not after them. You leave a party and feel it hit, not because you were rejected, but because for 2 hours you performed a version of yourself smooth enough to be liked, and not one person met the version underneath it. This is why small talk can feel more isolating than silence. Small talk satisfies the appearance of connection while starving the actual need for it. Your brain logs the interaction as social contact achieved. But the deeper system, the one still operating on tribal logic, knows the difference between being seen and being known, and it keeps the tally. The cruel paradox is this: the more socially competent you become, the easier this kind of loneliness can hide. People who are charming, articulate, easy to talk to, they often report this feeling more, not less, because they're skilled enough to be liked by many and known by almost none. Their fluency becomes a kind of camouflage. And the more aware you are of this gap, the more you notice the difference between polite interest and real understanding, the harder it becomes to feel satisfied by surface-level connection. Self-awareness doesn't fix the loneliness, it just makes the imitation of connection harder to mistake for the real thing. What this reveals isn't that something is wrong with you, or that you're somehow worse at connecting than everyone else. It reveals that you're running ancient software, built for tribes of 50, inside a world of strangers, acquaintances, and constant low-grade contact. The ache you feel in a crowded room isn't dysfunction. It's your oldest instinct, still doing its job, still checking for the thing it was designed to find. A group that actually knows your name, your history, and would notice if you disappeared. Most people will never find a tribe of 50 again, but the feeling